Okay guys, we're gonna make a video about Charlie, and this video is gonna be focused on you guys and the first layer of learning, basically, and kind of like catch you up to what he's been doing, okay? So I'm gonna have Autumn do a couple exercises with us, and essentially the exercises themselves don't matter, but what does matter is the system that we're using to teach everything, okay? And I'm gonna refer to the system a lot, right? So right here, it's the beginning of it. Any interaction we start with our dog is gonna start with their name. So Autumn's gonna say the dog's name, and as soon as the dog responds to the name, Autumn's gonna reward that behavior by saying yes. This builds a memory bank of positivity and good memories where the dog's associating the name with the reward, which makes motivation to come and get the reward. And every time she, it's like the bell ringing and the dog getting fed. It's the same concept. Instead of the bell, it's Charlie. And we're gonna do this probably a million times before it's all over with Charlie, because Charlie's easily distractible, but that's okay. All right, so right there, she got his attention. The dog came over. She said sit, he sat. She marked that behavior with the yes. The system is when you see a behavior you like, you mark that behavior with a yes, you pay. Okay, that's the balance, that's the positive part of balance training. The other part of balance training is using negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement is just an idea that, like, okay, that's not okay and that's not allowed, and we're not gonna let you just go that way or this way. So let's just use a recall to show that. Okay, right there we're seeing that, right? So the dog was on a place bed and we're practicing duration, and the okay command lets the dog off the place bed. Show us that's an okay command and the dog can come off. Now, before the okay command, if the dog gets off just like that, we need to be able to communicate to this dog, that's not right. You gotta try again. You gotta get back to where you were. So what did Autumn do? She communicated by saying a verbal and then guiding the dog back on. That in itself was a correction. The dog gets a chance to retry and do again. And from there, we can move on. And there you go, like right there, he showed a lot of good understanding that he's learning that concept, right? So the system is, we get the dog's attention by calling the dog by his name. When the dog responds, we say yes. Anytime the dog is doing a behavior we like, we mark it with the word yes, and we give positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement being food, pets, verbal positive praise, all of that, right? Negative reinforcement is never punishment. It's just simply to guide the dog to a better behavior. I don't want you guys to think about negative reinforcement as a way to be like, oh, the dog did something wrong, now we have to negative it, right? No, if the dog does something by mistake, it's not doing it on purpose, or if it's just a mistake, you're simply gonna adjust the dog, help it understand what was right, and all the interaction ends in the most positive way possible. Let's go back to that place bed example one more time.
Try it. Go place. Yes.
Cool.
Very good.
And not just like hang on a second there and yep, you can talk to him and stuff. And we're gonna test a little bit right here, and even right now he's showing he's learning, right? This is longer than it was just a second ago.
Place.
Right there. So there is a crystal clear example of what a good correction for this dog looks like. Right? Once the dog gets back on, what does she say? She said, good boy. So negative reinforcement just becomes a small part of the entire system, which this is a second mistake, and it's not a big deal. We just reinforce it. We just go back and fix it. Okay, in 5, 4, 3. Yep, perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, before you no need to push to failure every time.
Good boy. Good. Nice.
And you can tell he has ample opportunity to do something if he wants to. He's a clown, we know.
Charlie.
But he's just, he's just checking things out. Yeah. Oh, that was his ball was in there? That's hilarious. Let's do one more.
Come on, buddy.
He can take his ball up there. Okay, that's fine. We're already on it. It's okay.
Charlie, place. Good boy. Nah, there's a drain.
That's okay. Let's just leave it right there. He's fine.
Charlie, place. Good boy. Place. He's concerned
That's
about
okay.
this drain.
It's okay. This is why we need this is what we're, you know, like,
Okay.
we know who he is.
It's not, yeah, good boy. It's not nothing. Okay, come on. Charlie, go place. Good boy. Place. Place. Good boy. So interesting.
And you know, he is stubborn, and he is gonna need 1 million reps for about a lot of these things. And this is kind of exactly what I was talking about, you know.
I just wanted to look at it. I'm out of food too. So.
That's okay.
Charlie. Yes, okay. Good boy. There you go. See, that was really hard.
That was really hard. But every time he hopped off, the idea here is he needs to understand that that was not okay, right? We didn't just allow him to just continue to do whatever he was going to do. We were able to interrupt all of those attempts at being bad. And it looks so frustrating, but the reality of it is, little puppies like this, that's what they are like. That's what they do. And you literally have to catch them at every turn on when they do that wrong thing, and you have to get behind it and you have to say, no, buddy, you can't do that. And eventually they're gonna quit on you. But if you give up before they gave up, you're just gonna enforce that they can just do whatever they want. But Autumn handled it lovely. Like, the idea was perfect. She kept steadily doing the same thing she needed to do in order to get him back on there. Eventually he was like, okay, I need to just look at her for permission to get off. And that moment where he looked up to ask her, like, can I get off? That's the moment we're looking for. That's that little breakthrough that we're looking for. Even though this time it took maybe like 20 attempts, next time it's gonna take 18 attempts. And that's the goal with a puppy like this, right? And this is the art of balance training. You need to have patience, and you need to be able to do it with this dog in a way the dog is gonna understand and receive the information. If you overpressure the dog, you're gonna if you overpressure the dog, you're gonna ruin the relationship. You're gonna ruin the fun of actually learning, right? So at this stage of this dog's learning, this is where we're at, this is what we're doing, and I just want you guys to see it, and remember that in the beginning, what we're building is attention, right? So we worked on attention, and then from attention we can get to other activities. The other activities, we're getting to them. The duration and all the other things, it's a work in progress, obviously. But this is a thorough video, and I didn't want to make any cuts, so you guys got to see it all, including the little drain mishap or whatever you want to call it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You guys get to see a little bit of what we deal with all day. But yeah, good job, Autumn. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching. Bye.